How to remove inquiries from your credit report. An inquiry is a record that the credit bureaus keep when a creditor, collector, or other company requests a copy of your credit report. There are two types of inquiries: hard inquiries and soft inquiries. Hard inquiries can affect your FICO score for up to 12 months and stay on your credit report for 2 years. Soft inquiries stay on your credit report for 2 years but do not affect your credit score. Hard inquiries hurt your credit, soft inquiries do not. If you have had a lot of hard inquiries in your credit report, it can actually have a significant negative impact on your credit score. Most of the time, a hard inquiry should be in connection with an application for credit by you, the consumer. If you've been a victim of identity theft or have collection accounts in your credit report, you may have unwanted or unauthorized hard inquiries that are hurting your credit score. So, what can you do about these hard inquiries? The penalty under the FCRA for unauthorized hard inquiries is currently $1,000. This means that a creditor could be forced to pay you up to $1,000 for each unauthorized inquiry they place on your credit report. If you did not apply for credit with a creditor, then they did not have a permissible purpose for the inquiry under the FCRA. You can start by writing the creditor a letter saying something like this. Quote, "According to my credit report obtained from Experian, you placed an inquiry on my credit report on such and such date. I have never applied for credit with your company. What was your permissible purpose for placing this inquiry on my credit report?" If the inquiry was due to identity theft, you can use an ID theft affidavit, police reports, and related documentation to help explain the situation and hopefully get the inquiry removed. It wouldn't hurt to call the creditor as well in this case, and if possible, obtain a fax number to send over additional documentation. If the creditor responds to your above request with no permissible purpose and still doesn't remove the inquiry, you can follow up with more correspondence demanding removal of the inquiry and payment of the $1,000 penalty for their violation of the law. What about collectors who place hard inquiries on your credit report? For collectors, their permissible purpose is basically debt collection. Whether or not hard inquiries should be allowed by collectors is certainly up for debate. We believe it's wrong because the only real purpose for a collector to place a hard inquiry as opposed to a soft inquiry is to hurt the consumer's credit and finances in attempt to collect the debt. It's another example of an anti-consumer aspect of the credit system. There have been some activity in the courts that indicates other people may agree with this. For now, though, the FCRA does state that, quote, "review or collection of an account of the consumer," unquote, is permissible purpose for inquiries. And until the courts decide otherwise, this applies to hard inquiries too. So what can be done about them then? You could still write the collector and ask for a permissible purpose. They might not know that they have one. And until the matter is decided fully in the courts, this can probably be considered enough of a gray area to go ahead and challenge the inquiry directly. Some consumers have reported to us that the indirect tactic of inquiry bumping has helped them remove inquiries from their credit reports. We won't go into detail on it here, but the basic idea is that a large number of soft inquiries, such as those generated by credit monitoring services, will cause other inquiries, both hard and soft inquiries, to fall off a person's credit report. The concept makes sense and may be worth the trouble depending on your situation. The main thing to remember with inquiries is that they don't last as long as other negative items in your credit report, so generally speaking, they aren't worth as much effort. With FICO scores, they only really affect you for a year or so. Keep this in mind when reviewing your credit reports. For more videos and to learn about the Credit Repair Intelligence System, visit our site at creditrepairpublishing.com.